Hey everybody, Steven here, playing Subnautica Below Zero. Wanted to check out some of the latest additions to the early access experimental build of Subnautica here. So this is the 17.079 one. Now with this, first thing, they had this all kind of like blocked out and it looked weird, and I noticed they finally added some textures to the front here. And my initial inclination was that it wouldn't stay like that, right? This is going to be ice or something, and I think they haven't put that effect on yet. But if you're looking just how they're situating things, that's exactly what it looks like, right? Cool thing is you get a better look at the frozen Leviathan here, but you can see where they're actually putting like tunnels that you can come in right now and look at everything. So I think they'll clean up the look of that, and the textures, when they finally finish all of them, it won't look all blocked out like that. It's going to look more like regular ice. Another thing too is they kind of have a staircase hidden over here. Can't get to yet, so I don't know if they're going to expand this, how they're going to do that, but that is the frozen Leviathan there. This is coming together quite nicely, looking better and better. The 3D model of that thing just looks awesome, but obviously it's infected. That's part of the thing that they're looking at with it. But one of the other things I wanted to look at with this was actually all just the plants and everything that they're adding to the big tree spire area. So let's see if we can make our way over here. Still having loading issues. It's a little bit quicker. I'm not having this freeze on me as often, but it still takes a minute for everything to load in. We will be getting to the crystal caverns also, because they've done some major changes over there, but I wanted to cover some of this first. Oops. Let's add the fog back in. So more plants with everything, like just all the small details that are getting put into some of these biomes now is really, really awesome. So some of the stuff's already been here, but just looking better and better. One of the bigger ones though that I've noticed, all these little plants in the wall now, just seems like it's getting really those finalized touches, changes in some of the textures. More just fish, creatures, things like that. Certain areas too are getting resources added to them. So let's go over here. It's going to take a second. We'll pull that fog back off. It's going to take a second. And just the layout is finally coming together a lot better, where it doesn't look like just blocked out. It actually looks like, oh, there's change in terrain, and you have the different textures on that make it look like that specific biome. One of the things here, and I can't scan any of these, I've already tried, but we got a new plant here. That looks pretty awesome. We had that fog back on there. That looks really cool. So, I have this little plant here. I can't scan it. So if that one, we have some of the there we go. That's a new part for the story. Just noticed that. Some of the lily pads here that are like miniature ones. That one kind of looks like one of the spike traps. It's almost like a different version of that one over there. So we have that. If we go up here too, and I've talked about this in previous videos, but there's just so many of the lily pads now. It's just awesome to see. The textures that are on here, the little plants that you see on here now, like this, like almost looks like a brain, right? How they connect together looks really, really cool too. But look at that. Like, before it was just a couple. It's like, now it's just completely sprawled out here. We'll go above, where you can see that looks pretty cool. I don't know if you can, hold on, we're going to try something real quick. Sure can. Look at that. We get a snowpox up here. I'm sure I'll have fun with that. Alright, let's go back in free cam here. So stuff like this just getting new life with the game. It looks really awesome. Is that cut off? Looks like it. So we got more plants there, but and actually, hold on, I'm gonna add that back in. So then also going down here, they've actually added more here as well. Let's see. And I always forget what this biome is. The deep lily pads, that's right. So go back in the free cam mode. So now we can see like, oh, there's actual plants and stuff in here, and it's not just like flat ground. More textures on the wall, or we got grass on here where it was kind of blocky before. They haven't finished the resources here, so if you pick this up it just says deep lily pad resource, but this is looking way better. There's my body. Alright, let's take that fog off. Alright, so let's go over to the back to the big tree spire, because I want to enter from this side, because there's been some changes in the tunnels that go down to it, which are awesome to see. So I don't want to do that yet. Got that loading. Come on. Alright, we'll just cut through here. Okay, so now you're seeing, and I just noticed this today with updates that they did today, which is actually adding in stuff here. So changing the texture of everything here. I'm going to go down through those tunnels here in a second. And let's add the fog back in actually. So this just looks so much better. And now that there's plants and other things down here too, it seems like it should. So this is one of the entranceways down into the crystal caverns. And these plants weren't here yesterday, so we're seeing all this stuff here now too. And it looks different than just by the big tree spire. So it changes a little bit there. So they've also just added, where before it was just a tunnel, now you actually have like nooks and crannies, and it's a tighter squeeze to get down in here. And that's what, I mean, some of the best parts about Subnautica are these tight areas that you're trying to go through and trying to find something, especially if you're hearing like a leviathan in the background or just the noises and stuff like that. That's kind of like that suspense side of the game that I really, really enjoy. So here, and then we have the crystal caverns here, a ton more crystals. Also the change in color, so when you go here to going a little bit deeper, right? And then they actually have some plants down here too. Well, I guess they're not plants, they're just, I don't even know what these things are. Maybe plants. But we have these here too. I suspect there will be a lot more of these. I really just have these right here. We got the shadow leviathan there. I love the change in color too. And it's going to take a second to load in. There we go. And then getting down into the kind of main part of the crystal caverns here. So we have the shadow leviathan in the background, and they've just added way more like rocky structures, changing of the terrain, things like that, and are just making this feel more complete. I'm still hoping that they actually make these like glow. We'll see. I don't know if they'll do that. More texture to the ground here. The floor there too with the rocks where it has like, it's almost like little bits of crystals in it where they haven't quite formed yet. It looks really awesome. So that's that, and we'll take this fog off for a second too here. It always looks weird when you take that off and it's like, whoa, there's a lot over here. So that just looks awesome. It'll be interesting too, I'm assuming, just taking the sea truck down here and like how to navigate through all this and not get attacked. And then we have our entryways over here. This hasn't really changed when we come down here yet. I still suspect that this is going to go to a precursor base. There's going to be something hidden down here, right? My guess is a precursor base. I don't think this is where this will end. It'll either stop there and that's where the base will be, or it's going to go over here, right? They're going to kind of build that out more. Come back up here. Let's go now that we can kind of see everything too. We'll just have to wait that second for everything to load in. If it will even load in. There we go. This is weird too, just going from this to adding the water volume back on, right? So, go there, and dark. So hopefully that doesn't freeze. I've been avoiding Marg's base just because it's been freezing. Oh, they're closing that off. Yeah, that's just, they're getting rid of that. Don't freeze on me. Alright. There's one of our entryways. Whoa. It's pretty wicked. So that's really the stuff I've seen so far. And then just, I talked about it in a previous video, just all the stuff they've added to on kind of like the outskirts of the lily pad area, where they've changed everything. Like, it's not just like a straight cutoff over here now. Now you're actually seeing like, oh, it kind of blends to this next section. It's looking a lot better. Hopefully they're going to fix the load-in issues here soon. But I know just with as much stuff as they're doing and adding in, that's just one of the things that they tell you that can happen. So even when I come back now too, it's like everything has to like reload in. But that is it. They've done so much. It's just so cool to see it take shape. And that's why I wanted to do the early access with this game. Just because of the experience with the first game was really, really awesome compared to other ones like Osiris New Dawn, where it kind of seems like they're getting their act together now, but I actually uninstalled that game because it was getting frustrating with the development team. This is always constantly being added to, and to see the progress, especially from those first videos on, when was it? Late last year, like December, compared to now. Like, this game's just changed a ton. So hopefully we are still on track for the October release date. I'm excited for that. I've been talking about hopping back into the story here just because of Marg's encounters and things like that. I still want to do that. It's just, I end up getting more excited looking at all the little things that they're adding that I just kind of skip past that, but I need to start that here pretty soon. But that is it for this video, guys. If you do like the video, hit the like button for me. If you want to continue to follow along with all of my content, hit the subscribe button for me. Thanks so much for watching.